Welcome to the PioneerCast. I'm Dwayne Abels, founder and president of Pioneer IQ. I hope over the course of the next several minutes, you're able to pick something up that helps you motivate and inspire your team to do something significant, not just building projects, but ultimately building people and a great significance in everything that you do on a daily basis. Today's a unique day for us. We're on a job site here in Terrell, Texas. I'm here with Jennifer Lacy from Morton. Thank you for having us. Thank you for allowing us to be here. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm excited, and I know when we had our intro call, I knew we would jive. So I'm super excited about this conversation.
The reason why I wanted to spend some time with you today is because I feel like your organization, Morton, is doing so many things right, and I feel like you're tackling some of the industry issues really well.
Okay.
And I'm hoping we can share some of that on camera. But boy, what a great job site. This is such a cool spot and some really unique things happening here on the job site. Thanks for letting us be out here.
No, I appreciate the invitation, and two, I'm the biggest supporter and the biggest cheerleader for the things we're doing, and sometimes it happens in a silo, and I love when there's an opportunity to kind of tell other people about it. Yeah.
Well, real quick, fill us in a little bit on yourself. You filled us in a little bit on the company. Granted, it's an 80-year-old company, primarily all healthcare, doing a lot of great things, but talk to us about you, who you are, and what you're doing on the job site, more importantly in the company.
Okay, so my role, and been with Morton for almost 23 years, which is crazy now in construction. I've held a lot of different roles, primarily for the last, 6+ years. I have been focused on our building forward approach. And so what that is our internal approach, balancing people and tools. And in construction, there's a lot of those. And for lean construction, which is efficiency, productivity, elimination of waste, respect for people, all of those blend in, and most companies lead with tools because we like to see results. And about 12 years ago, Morton decided we're still going to focus on all those things, but we're going to lead with culture. And that is a little scary because culture is a little harder to measure. It's a little less tangible. But it was very intentional from the top of our company down. Our leadership decided, hey, we're going to lead with that. We're going to focus on the people part, and they'll take care of the tool part. Yeah. And it's been like we've never looked back.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's your role in that whole transition and the whole movement, if you will?
Okay, so my current role is Director of Building Forward and Lean Practices. Okay. And so I kind of help lead that cultural approach, but also all of our lean tools are planning at the source, last planner, visual management, A through thinking, all the things that fall under that lean umbrella is also kind of things that I'm responsible for.
Okay, got it. So the lean forward is more about culture, people, is it
building forward? So building forward is what, so it's our lean approach. Okay. But we don't lead it with lean. So we say lean, there's a balance of tools and people and being able to have the people and taking care of them along with the tools in place that help us do the best work. Yeah. And if you go out there and you kind of look at some things that are communicated out in the industry, we usually start with tools because it's easy to measure. Yeah. And if you measure them, then you can know we're doing good, we're not doing good. What we found early on is we found success with tools, but if we didn't create the environment, create the behaviors and the culture, they're not sustainable. Yeah. So we have a great success, and then the next job, it goes right back to starting point. Okay. So we decided, let's lead with the cultural piece. Let's lead with taking care of our people, making sure that we're putting the right environment in place, alignment, onboarding, making sure people understand kind of what the expectation is early, like all the way in pre-con and bid documents. Yeah. We, in our contracts, hey, we're expecting you to come to the daily huddle. We're expecting you to have this type of, checklist for our quality. So we've literally backed it all the way up into doing work with us. This is the culture that we're going to expect throughout the entire project. Yeah. Okay. So without using the word culture, what's a central theme of inside of your culture? Is it a greater purpose? Is it a belief? Like, what's the central theme of your culture? It's people.
Just people?
It's people. And why I can just hone it in on people is, and our leader says it great. If we take care of our people and they feel valued and they feel like what they're doing matters, they'll take care of everything else. So what do you say to those people who are on the job sites that you're taking care of? How do you then transfer that down to the job site level? So the cool thing is for us, every person that comes into our company, co-ops interns, all the way up field engineers, someone that maybe is coming from another company in the industry, they all get to come spend a day We have a new hire kind of cultural alignment class. They come in and they kind of get all the bells and whistles, the check boxes on one day. Then they come and spend a full day where I get to talk through, hey, here's how Robbins & Morton does business. And we focus on collaboration, continuous improvement, creating a learning culture and leadership development. So every tool that we roll out, every process, every system falls in these 4 tenets. And we kind of lead with that. And then again, lots of questions that follow, but most of them are, one, how do I get more involved? And two is, the cool part is in that class, we ask them, why did they choose us? Because in this industry, you know, workforce, everybody needs people. And we know that you can pretty much go anywhere you want and make any amount of money you want. And so we've got to get beyond the money. We've got to make sure you're paying people what they're worth. And I ask every individual that comes in that class, why did you choose us? And the coolest thing, without any prompting, is I'm going to say 95% of the responses are the people that I interacted with. My family member said I need to be here. My best friend said I need to be here. When you interviewed me, I didn't feel like another person that you just were bringing on to do work. I felt like you cared about me, you cared about my family. And since I've been here, you backed up what you said. And to me, that says it all.
Got it. Okay, cool. So one of the things that we push companies to do is, as we're helping them get a ton of clarity around their greater purpose, their vision, their guiding principles, and their 10-year roadmap, it gets really difficult to communicate strategic blah, blah, blah. And what I love about what you're doing is you've given it a central theme. So what is your theme, and then how'd you come up with that?
Okay, so I'll give you a little backstory. About 12 plus years ago, we had a couple of IPD contracts, so integrated project delivery contracts. So contract told us we had to do lean. We had to have a good culture. We had to, it's an agreement where everybody has skin in the game. So contractually, they made us do it. And we saw success. We saw some wins, and we saw okay, these are some lessons learned. And contractually, we focused on the tools, we focused on efficiency, productivity, we focused on waste. We did all the things, and we made money. And so then we had some additional projects that we got awarded. Another one that was IPD, but the owner only cared about the culture we were creating. And so after all of those projects kind of were coming to conclusion, we had some internal conversations on, okay, these were contractually, we were obligated to do it. Let's take the contract out of the way, and let's start putting everything up on the wall on what did we see, what did we like, what did we not like, and what did it come down to? And ironically, it came down to those 4 tenets, those collaboration. We have to collaborate, continuous improvement. We always have to look at, it's okay to fail. How are we getting better? How is tomorrow better than today? Learning culture. We're always learning creating environments to grow. And that, hey, it's a young guy, it's a more tenured, seasoned guy. There's always opportunities for us to learn from each other, but also like, are we getting better in that? And then leadership development. How are we intentionally creating our leaders for tomorrow, our next generation of leaders? And so everything that they put up on the wall, the tools, the policies, the processes, came down to those 4 things. And we're like, well, crap, we could do that without the contract. And so about 12 years ago, had a group of people in the room, either high performers or people that were excited and that said, hey, I want to be a part of this. And they went in there and they pretty much said, hey, we have this thing, we need to have a name for it. And we had a couple names thrown away. We actually started it before we had the name. So we started doing rollouts, onboardings, had pilot projects, all of that. And through all of that, we kind of came up with this name, and it stuck. And now it's literally what I get to go and lead every day, and it's been amazing.
That's awesome. And it's short and easy to the point. Awesome.
And it's cool because when you think about building forward, like it sums it all up. We are not building for today. Nothing. Everything we see out here, none of it's for today. It's for what's tomorrow, what 5 years from now, 10 years from now. That's everything we do. And even our people, what we're doing, it's not for today. What they're doing today is going to be their next job, their next promotion, their next conversation. Everything we're doing is for what's next.
3 things I really like about that. Number 1 is you took something that's mechanical, a project delivery method from the industry, and you tailored it to what you could apply to your whole culture. And you started with what the minimum was, and then you took it to what you want it to be and personalize it. Number 2, and I think this is really important, a lot of people push back from clients who they think could be difficult, right? But great clients, if you pick them properly and their purpose or mission fit, it's amazing what they can teach you. And I love how you integrate that into your story and help apply that to the greater good that you're all working towards. That's phenomenal. Yep. Okay, so a couple of things I'm interested in. Number one, we have a huge gap between technical experts and people who are actually leading teams. Mm-hmm. How are y'all filling that gap right now? Is it something that you're training for? Are you recruiting for? Are you building within? Are you stealing from everybody else and making them your own? Like, how are y'all doing that?
Well, all of those things. Yeah. We don't call it stealing.
Oh, come on.
There's a couple of terms we call about we're trying to give them a better opportunity.
Yeah.
And then we also are happy for you to go have an opportunity somewhere else.
Yes, right.
That's
we call it search and rescue.
Okay, either way. So yeah, so I mean, it's all of those things. I think for us, early on, it was just word of mouth. Yeah. It was just somebody, their dad worked here, they want their daughter to work here.
Yeah,
we have a ton of that. And we also have people that, hey, they graduated, their best friend's about to graduate, hey, you need to come here.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of word of mouth.
Yeah.
And then as we've continued to grow, and I'm gonna say lead in this industry, out there, different platforms, it's really cool for people to go, oh, they're not just saying it. They're not just doing a really cool video and highlighting a cool project. All of their stuff is about their people, and their people are saying the same things that they're promoting.
Yeah.
And so that's really been the biggest piece for us, is being able to, our brand, our messaging is not just from a marketing or communications person, it's our people speaking.
Yeah. It seems like every time we talk about this, I hear the word strategic alignment, and that's not the exact term, but I hear it on the project level, I hear it at the management level, and I hear it at the executive level. That's not easy to do in a lot of firms. How do y'all stay so aligned from the top down?
No, I think, well, one, we had to have a process. So we have a general process that we say, hey, every project needs to follow this process.
Yeah.
And it's the cool thing is when we created it, and when I talk about it, I go through and I challenge the room. I'll say, okay, here's our process. Who controls this? And then we answered, who controls this?
Yeah.
And by the time we get about 3/4 of the way down, they realize we do.
Yeah.
And at the end, I'm like, okay, so if we control all of these things, what is the reason why we can't do this on every project? And they look at me and they go, there's no reason. I'm like, that's the point, is that we may have a difficult client. We may have, some things that some I call them roadblocks or splinters that we have to overcome.
Yeah.
But in the end, it comes down to us.
Yes.
And if we set it up right at the beginning, this is the expectation. We do an alignment. We're all on the same page. We may not all have the same goals, but we're all on the same page. We do an onboarding and go, hey, by the way, this is how we're going to do business. Yeah. We hold people accountable. We do assessments. Then there's no reason why we can't have success.
Yeah. It seems like from the get-go, there's an extreme expectation of ownership.
Yes. And that, I think, let's dig there a little bit. I think I call it agency and autonomy. So to me, I mean, it's the same thing, but you have to give people expectations. You have to give them kind of the parameters of this is almost, here's the minimum viable product. Yeah. Minimum, like this is, but if you do nothing else, you have to do this. Yeah. But guess what? Everything else you get to figure out. Yeah. And you get to come up with maybe a better way to do it. Yeah. Or hey, I'm gonna let you own it. And okay, you failed, what did we learn? Yeah. How do we get better? And that's a lot of our conversations. We have a superintendent group that's across jobs. Superintendents get on once a month and they talk through, here's what's working, here's where I screwed up, make sure you don't do this. And they get to kind of go and visit each other's jobs. Yeah. And to me, that's the biggest gap I've seen in our industry is we don't share things. Yeah. And in the past, historically, it's been, well, I got to hold all my secrets close to my vest because I don't want someone to steal them. And if I screwed up, I can't tell anybody. I got to brush it. And that's been the mentality in construction for the longest time. Yeah. And I think it's slowly shifting, and our people are figuring it out. Yeah. Is that if I share, they don't screw up too. Yeah. And if I talk about something I've done, they're like, oh, I can also share something that I didn't do well on, and then we can learn together. Going back to that learning culture, that like we just promote it and we encourage it from the youngest guys all the way up to our senior guys. Yeah. So one of the things that we see consistently in every company and literally every level is accountability, and it boils down to people wanting to be too nice. How do you continue to thrive in this type of a culture and provide stern accountability? Okay, well, accountability, it comes down to, if you've heard Deming say you can't manage what you don't measure, right. I say you can't improve what you don't measure. There you go. And so for me, what we've done is we have a kind of we do an assessment, and okay, Jennifer, that's great. No, I don't do the assessments. We have tools that are out there. We provide all the information for them to do them well. And then the team gets to sit down at the beginning of their job, call it their internal alignment, and they get to go, here's all the tools that we can use. What are we going to use?
Yes.
And they get to go as a team, not me going, you have to do this, you have to do this.
Right.
And then you just pencil whip whatever the results are. You get to pick as a team, minimum, maximum. Some are doing 17 tools, some are doing 4.
Yeah.
So here's the tools that we're committing to do. And at that point, once they have said, this is what we're going to do, that's the baseline.
Yeah.
So every month, they are now measured against that baseline. What are you doing? How are you growing? And there's 5 levels. You're starting with aware, you're working through learning, competent. I'm leading the industry, and then we've defined them all.
Yep.
So if you say that you're leading the industry, here's what you have to be doing.
Yep.
So we've defined them. And now every month they do an assessment. They do it themselves with their team, and then I get to go look at the data, see where the growth is, see where the gaps are. If you're stagnant for 3 or 4 months, hey, let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
What's going on? So to me, it's another layer of that accountability that you talked about.
Absolutely. Okay, so you mean I have to do all of this, Jennifer, but we're building projects. Do y'all ever get that?
Oh, all the time.
So how do you handle that?
Well, it's part of the process.
Yes.
So when we say the system we're putting in place, the system, it's going, if we put these things in place and we make it part of the steps, then everyone else is bought in. So instead of going, oh, I got to do a monthly assessment, it's one of your monthly meetings.
Yeah.
It's on the calendar. We're going to sit in here. We're going to have this conversation because if we're measuring it and we're holding ourselves accountable, we're going to be better next month. And you got to also want to recruit people that want to be better.
There you go.
Because if you got people that are just like status quo, I'm good with that. I mean, they're going to struggle because like, why do I have to do one more thing? But when you got people that are pushing innovation is huge in our company, and it feeds into that culture that we're talking about on, hey, I got a problem, here's a solution. Oh, but here's another cool way we can tackle it. You have to have those people inside that culture.
Yeah. So I hope if you're sitting on a boat or if you're on a beach or if you're on your back porch and you're hearing this, please understand the same complaints that you hear, Jennifer hears, all of her project managers here, all of her executives here. The difference in why I wanted to have her on camera with this job site in the background is that they prioritize their business and their plan and their people and their teams at the same level or maybe even a little higher than their projects, because what they've learned is by perfecting the processes, systems, and tools, building the teams and holding them accountable, their projects are a byproduct. And the byproduct of a great project is great partnerships and also profitability. I love how we're able to chain all these pieces together. But again, it goes back to courage. Does it take a little bit more courage to lead a team or a project or a company like this?
Well, absolutely. And I mean, I'm just going to say across the board, it takes courage from the top of our company going, we're going to do something different. Because, hey, it could work, it could not work. But also, that curve, like it's going to take us a bit to get some traction before we ramp up. People give up in that when you dip. And we realize there's going to be some learning curves. There's going to be some things that may work or may not work. And we realize like, hey, that's part of the process. Let's get through it. And then let's see, okay, let's look back and see what did we learn and how can we make it better? And we realized as soon as we got traction, it is what attracts people. It is, and I say this in other conversations, when people get up in the morning and they get ready for work, their goal is to go and have a good day, right? They don't go to the job site and I'm just going to screw somebody's day up today. I'm going to make somebody get hurt where they can't work today. I'm going to mess something up to where it's going to cost me. People don't show up that way. So if they're doing those things, they're being put in situations or environments to where that's their option. And I think once we realize that people want to matter and they want their work to matter. And if we create environments to where we are celebrating that, we are highlighting that, and we are putting that as a priority. And I say it, the best way to say it is when you can prioritize people over outcomes, the outcomes become better.
So we talk a whole lot about how radically our society has shifted, especially in the last 15 years. And we've moved from a society that absolutely was only about money and success and houses and more money and things like that, titles, etc. But now we're into a society and a construction culture that cares way more about being significant. And I love what you're able to do to help people connect them to that. When I think about this generation, I also think a whole lot more about mental health versus traditional safety. Both are important, but how are y'all dealing with that?
Well, for me, it's the focal point. So when we talk about mental health, a lot of times we're like, oh yeah, but that's a diagnosis. It's not a diagnosis. It's every day you're dealing with it. Every day I'm dealing with it. And it's what environments are we putting in place to make sure that people can acknowledge it.
Yeah.
They can talk about it. They're comfortable, or like, I got a problem, and I'm not going to get reprimanded for it. And I think it goes back to that culture, the environment, the behaviors. Yeah. And to me, it's a shift in how construction leaders lead.
Yes.
And before, I hate to say, it's command and control. That's what construction's been. Yeah. Is command and control, who can yell the loudest, who can throw the hard hat across the trailer, who can make sure that they're early and they stay late, and you just maximize every ounce of anything that you can give, and you go home and you crash, and you start all over again. And you may go out that evening and, indulge a little bit, and you still got to start the next morning. That's been construction culture. Yeah. And I think what we've realized, the new generations, but also just the conversations around mental health and around things that, substance abuse, cardiovascular disease, divorce, all the things, suicide. That in itself, if we talk about nothing else, when construction leads in suicide, there's a problem. And it's not because all of a sudden all these people have a problem and it's not ours. Yeah. It's that we are creating and fostering and allowing a culture to where we got cowboy mentalities, we got egos, we've got that command and control so much to where I'm going to work until I can't function anymore. Yeah. And I think and really what I lead in one of my passions is how are we bettering the industry? Yeah. Not just Robbins and Morton, not just Jennifer, but like partnering with other GCs that we compete against and going, how can we, if I have a trade on my job and we create the right culture and we take care of them and they succeed, and they're not going to do all our work. Yeah. If they go to your company or another company, are they also going to be able to continue to succeed? We've become bigger than just individual companies. Yeah. We've started looking at this industry-wide, and we've got partnerships with people that, hey, we're across the table from each other sometimes, but we're going to do this together, because if we do it together, the expectation will rise, and then people can't just say, oh, that's just how we do business. That's how we've always done it. Yeah. Yes, you have. But we're going to get better pricing. Yeah. We're going to get better clients. Yeah. We're going to get better trades. Yeah. And guess what? Our work's going to be better and our people are going to be happier. Yeah. Yeah. When, business is what some people like to say, but construction's personal. Yes. And I can tell you, I really believe that our industry in any market that I go to is learning that and starting to live that. And especially the companies who are making it a part of their lifestyle, they are seeing benefit from a culture perspective, from a price perspective, and even an ROI perspective. So I really appreciate you saying that. I want to say one more thing is we talk a lot about leadership. Yep. We talk about the importance of leadership, and you and I a little bit talked about soft skills. Yep. And we're like, soft skills, those are soft skills. Soft skills are hard. Yeah. And I want to say that because people are like, oh, that's the soft stuff. It's hard. Yep. And that's why people don't do it. Yep. And so what are you doing to intentionally train your people on listening, on asking questions, conflict resolution? Like, how are you creating environments where your people can facilitate and communicate things that usually people just run away from? How are you creating that environment and that psychological safety and the stuff that we hear about? And this is what I challenge is we put people in positions to lead, okay? And then we go, well, why did they fail? Yeah. Why are they struggling? And my example is you got a young field engineer, and you got a big, massive project. Are you going to give them a set of plans and go, there you go, now go build it? No, you're not going to do that. Yeah. Yet we have leaders out there that are doing amazing things, and they get put in positions with massive amounts of people, and then we wonder, because we've just told them to go do it, why they can't lead them. Yeah. And why they're struggling, and why there's people there's conflict or there's this discord. Yeah. And it's like we're not giving the same amount of effort to that than we are to the technical things. And I think that's where I've seen the biggest shift is that those soft skills, that's what people are asking for. When we did a survey on, hey, what kind of training do you want? It's the communication stuff. Yeah. It's the personal branding stuff, which is like blows my mind because I love it. Yeah. But like, how do I personally brand myself out there with my message and what's important to me? That's what our next generations are focusing on. Yeah. It's not so much the paycheck. Yeah. So we don't get to come out to job sites every day, day in and day out. We do get to come out pretty often, but every now and then when I'm on job sites, I get the glimpse of what I see on this one. It's a job site full of men and women who are giving everything they've got, but the general theme that's unspoken is faith. They have a ton of faith in their operators and the people who were doing stuff before it got on the job site, people who are working together to tie iron together,
But at the end of the day, they have this significant faith in each other, which is making this job site work. This job site got nearly 3 inches of water last night. You wouldn't even know it based on how these men and women are operating and how they've already moved it out before daybreak. It's unbelievable. Here's my point. They need as much faith in their management and their executive team as they do in one another on these job sites. It's our responsibility as leaders and executives to provide them with this type of training, to create this type of culture, and to put people and their purpose first. The days of projects and profit being number one are over. If you want to build a purpose-driven organization, call us, call Jennifer. There are people actually doing it. And what's really interesting for those of you who are doubters is oftentimes these companies are way more profitable. Well, Jennifer, I have thoroughly enjoyed being on the job site, number one. When you look out at the men and women, you see what's going on. It's really easy to forget while we're in the job offices and we're in all the people wearing, nice shoes and boots. This is where it actually happens. These are the gladiators, and I have loved being out here on the job site today and experiencing this. And frankly, they've been really welcome. So thank you for having us.
You are very welcome. And can I give a closing thought?
Yeah, I do.
So my closing thought is we do get caught up a lot when we go to the job sites on the work being put in place. And it's important. The work is what pays our bills, right? It's what we get more repeat work from. But I challenge you, when you're walking the job site, instead of focusing on the work being put in place, turn your body and your eyes a little bit to the right or to the left and look at their hands, look at their eyes, look at their feet, look at their bodies and what they're doing. And one, acknowledge it, but two, they're doing something hard. Could you make it better? Could you make it easier? Could you make it less just straining on them? And sometimes it just takes you shifting your focus just a tiny bit on, are they working above or below? Are they squatting? Are they doing things that you have an easy fix? And it's not only going to make them feel like they're valued, but it's going to make the work better.